You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, GH fans. We need to talk about Nina and Sonny and what I think Nina might do in refusing to cooperate with Sonny after everything blows up. So everybody's waiting on Nina Reeves' life to go off the rails now that several people know what she did to Carly, Spencer, and Drew Cain. Yes, they did the crime, but if Nina hadn't dropped the dime, Drew wouldn't have done any time. But I suspect that Nina might not go down so easy, even when Sonny Corinthos finds out what she did and blows up on her like a nuclear bomb. Will Nina fight Sonny trying to dump her and try and force him to stick with her on GH? Let's talk about it. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe. So just to do a quick head count on General Hospital, here's everybody I can think of that knows that Nina ratted out Carly and Drew to the SEC. In order of awareness of her dirty deed, there's Martin Gray, who phoned it in for her. And next was Ava Jerome, whom she told what she did. And Ava told her she was playing with fire and Sonny was going to lose it because he was not going to tolerate her messing with his baby mama. And then, of course, Ned found out because he overheard Martin and Nina, but then he went running by the pool, cracked his head, and forgot it. The next person to find out was Michael Corinthos, who heard it from his SEC contact. He still has not told a soul what he knows other than to confront Martin and to get a recording that he's using to blackmail Nina into certain things. So last week, Ned Quartermaine got back his memories and then he told his wife, Olivia Falconeri. So that's 5 people I can think of, not counting Nina, who did the deed. So let me know in the comments if there's anybody I forgot that you guys can think of. So naturally, Ava is not going to admit that she knew it because Sonny would be PO'd at her. So the secret's safe with her. And Michael seems content to torture and control Nina and holding back because he doesn't want to destroy Willow and Sonny's happiness by spilling the beans. And Olivia convinced Ned to sit on the secret too because Sonny and Nina are happily married and Drew's out of prison and he's back with Carly. Everybody's in a good place. Olivia doesn't want to rock the boat, even though she does not agree with what Nina did. But it's all clearly a ticking time bomb. So next week's spoilers have Ned really aggravated at Michael because he's plotting with Drew about ELQ and Aurora and trying this merger thing again. I just wonder if Ned is going to snap, particularly if Drew makes some kind of snide remark to let Ned know that he still thinks he reported him to the SEC. I just think that Sonny finding out is going to start with Ned. I just could see Ned losing his temper at ELQ and spilling it possibly to Drew, who will not keep it quiet. He would run straight to Carly with it, and Carly would run straight to Sonny. She might stop off to let Nina know she's about to blow up her life, but she would still make a beeline for Sonny. And in the meantime, Sonny is grilling Nina the end of this week we're in now, but it's not going to be about the SEC stuff because he's still in the dark. I think it's going to be about why she offered to sell Carly back her half of the Metro Court, because after Nina made the offer, which Michael insisted that she make, Carly went running over to Sonny's place, trying to throw Nina under the bus, saying all kinds of stuff about Nina, how it's suspicious, how she has an agenda, asking why she decided to sell, especially since Sonny didn't know about it. But if you remember, Nina, months and months and maybe even a year ago, a long time ago, tried to actually give Carly back the hotel at one point, and she just refused, you know? So this is not as extreme as Nina's last offer just to give it to her. She offered to sell it to her. And that was an offer. The first offer was made well before Michael pushed her to give the hotel back to his mom. So I'm sure Nina is going to tell Sonny, oh, I'm busy at work. I'm really worried about Charlotte. I want to be there while she recuperates. And, you know, I just have too many things on my plate. You and I have just gotten married. I just don't want to deal with it. She can totally, you know, tell him some stuff that he'll swallow. That's fine. This will not be the last time that Sonny is grilling Nina, though. Something's got to give, and that SEC secret needs to come out. Maybe it'll be unwrapped at the holidays like a really bad Christmas gift, or maybe it'll explode like New Year's Eve fireworks. But when Sonny finds out, I fully expect him to rage at Nina. He's an old school mobster, snitches get stitches, that kind of guy. There is, I just feel like there's nothing much that Nina can say to convince him she wasn't in the wrong for what she did. But at the same time, I don't see Nina rolling over, packing her bags, and doing a walk of shame out of his penthouse. I anticipate that she's going to fight really hard for her marriage. I'm not saying it'll work, at least not in the short run. And I don't think her arguing that Carly did the crime she was accused of is much of a defense, especially not when you're talking to a criminal. But what might help is if Nina reminds him why she did it, that Carly withheld the identity of first one of her daughters and then the other, and that Carly keeping that secret kept her and Willow apart and could have cost Willow her life. That family tie to Nina is the only thing that saved Willow from losing her battle with leukemia. And Carly's defense that it was Harmony's deathbed wish doesn't really carry a lot of weight with me. Harmony thought Nina was bad. Seriously? Did Carly know who she was talking to? Harmony let a cult leader rape her virgin teenage daughter repeatedly. Willow was sexually abused for years because that's the kind of mother Harmony was. And Carly knows that. And she also knows Nina would never have done something like that to her daughter. All the things that Carly hates about Nina, that kind of stuff is not on the list. So I think Carly keeping that secret was more about punishing Nina than protecting Willow. After all, Willow is an adult and she can make her own choices. I mean, Carly could at least have told Willow, said, look, this is what your mom told me, and I'm going to just leave it with you. You decide. If you don't want Nina to know, don't tell her. I'll keep it quiet. That would have been the correct thing to do. She didn't have to tell Nina, but she could have told Willow, but she didn't. So at any rate, I expect Nina to try and throw Carly under the bus to justify her own actions. I also expect Nina to remind Sonny how much they love each other and how happy they are and that they just got married and most everybody's finally accepting them as a couple. And Olivia just said the other day that she's never seen Sonny as happy in his whole life as he is right now with Nina. I know probably half of the fans hated to hear that. Those are Olivia's words, not mine. Don't shoot the messenger. And it is true that Sonny does seem happy with Nina. They have a nice time together. I know a lot of people do not like them being a couple, but in the end, I honestly think Sonny is going to have Nina's things packed up and shipped to her old apartment, change the locks. I do not think she will willingly walk away from Sonny. I think Sonny will literally need to kick her to the curb. That's my prediction. I could see her, dragging her feet, hanging onto the furniture, clawing at the doors, trying to keep the elevator doors open on the way out to keep him from tossing her aside. I still expect eventually that he's going to forgive her. I don't know if that means they'd reconcile, but I do think that he will forgive her eventually, especially because he's kind of a kinder, gentler version of himself than he used to be after spending that time as Mike up in Nixon Falls. But in the short term, I do think Nina is wasting her breath trying to explain herself or rationalize what she did. Sonny's not going to buy it. I'm very interested to see, though, how he will react if he says, get out, and she says, no. I can totally see her doing that. But the question is, will Sonny call Dax to come and manhandle her out to the street corner? Or will he walk out and just leave her there just to get away from her? What will he do if she refuses to leave, refuses to let him call it off with her? I can totally see Nina digging in her heels and doing that. Even though I think it's a waste of time, I can see her doing it. If you haven't, please reach down and click subscribe and definitely let me know. Do you think Nina Nina will fight tooth and nail for this marriage, even after he says, don't want it, please go. I think she's going to hang on for all she's worth. Let me know what you guys think.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.